Originally, I was going to pick one of the old classic producers that have worked on some of the biggest albums, like, Fleetwood Mac's producer, or Gus Dudgeon, or, some of the people that really changed the industry.
This is the famous, or the infamous, James Michael.
It seems that now they're a little more irrelevant, so I decided to pick somebody who's a little more modern, and I decided to pick James Michael. James Michaels is an engineer, a producer, a songwriter, and a musician, so he understands every single aspect of music production, which is why I thought he was a great pick. And he works with a lot more modern bands. So he started out with, doing bands like Papa Roach and Trapped and Saliva, and he's also worked with Motley Crue and music.
Really getting that guitar solo exactly right. And then I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, both as a singer and as a producer, kind of keeping my eye on the target.
His passion sort of came from, the classic rock music, and he grew up taking lessons for piano, and after being in high school, he moved over to LA, and he started, playing in bands and started working. He started off engineering at the age 14, which is really young, and what I like about James is that in an interview he said that he doesn't like using only analog or only digital technology, so he likes a happy medium between the two. He said that analog sort of gives you the character that digital is missing, and the cons to the analog side is that something that'll take him 5 minutes in Pro Tools could take you hours of editing on tape. A lot of songwriting and producing rather than engineering. He recently did the song People Like Us with Kelly Clarkson and Corona. He also came out with his own single this year, which became quite popular. His success has grown a lot from the band 6am, which is Nikki Sixx's band, the bass player from Motley Crue, and it started originally as a side project for Nikki. After working on their first album that became a huge success, they started working on the second one, and then currently they're writing their third album after a lot of their fans demanded that. And it's interesting from his perspective because he doesn't only wear the producer hat, and he's not only friends with all the band members and a songwriter and musician. He produces and engineers everything. He even programmed the drums for it, which I can barely even tell that they're programmed. So he's really, really good. James Michael's very relevant nowadays because he works with a lot of the people that are, still a little mainstream. Like Papa Roach is big on alternative rock. He knows how to incorporate his engineering and producing aspects into his work, and he's not just, he's not very old school, he's not very new. He knows how to really make an album that still fits on the radio today, and that's why I think James is very relevant.
James Michael, one more time on James Michael. James, sing something for him, okay? Come on,
sing something?
Yeah, play and sing, come on.
Oh, come on, you're putting me on the spot here.
Okay, never mind, don't do it.